Benjamin Bloom was a psychologist who studied how people think and learn. He developed Bloom's Taxonomy in 1956 in Chicago, Illinois.
Hi, I am Jackie, and today I'm going to talk about Bloom's Taxonomy. Taxonomy is a fancy academic word for classification, putting things in order or groups. Bloom's Taxonomy has 6 categories. We must remember before we understand. We must understand before we apply. We must be able to apply before we analyze. We must have analyzed before we evaluate. We must have remembered, understood, applied, analyzed, and evaluated a concept before we create.
When learning about maps, we started with a blank map. We named the continents, oceans, hemisphere, South Pole, and North Pole. We did this to know about the explorer's route. We drew lines for the explorer's route. For each explorer that had discovered a continent, we uncovered a continent.
First, we read information about the explorers. We put that information, like the year the explorers were born, their birthday, on a chart we made. We called the big chart our master grid. Each group also had their own small grid. We used several colors to show different kinds of information.
I can remember. First, I had to write 2 paragraph sentences about where was Amerigo Vespucci born, when his expedition was, and where was his country of origin. And I had to describe his trip up the Amazon River. I can understand. I had to explain 2 interesting vocabulary words from the section of my Explorer. I had to write the definition, and I had to write 2 powerful sentences using each word. I can apply. First, I had to find a map to illustrate the expedition of my Explorer. Then I had to click on File, Save Image As, and put a name for the picture. Next, I had to describe my explorer's route in writing.
I can analyze. First, I had to identify the purpose of my explorer's expedition. Then I had to write 1 or 2 powerful sentences comparing my explorer to another explorer.
Hi, I'm Jada. First, I had to write a powerful sentence about why I chose my explorer for my Bloom Ball. Next, I had to decide the best thing my explorer did. After that, I had to justify the worst thing my explorer did. I can evaluate.
I can create. First, I had to write a quote that Marco Polo might have said by reading a piece of paper that had information about Marco Polo. Then I had to take the quote and put it on a superlane. And here is how to make a superlane. Go to www.superlane.com and click on where the pointing arrow is. Then you upload a picture of your Explorer and make a speech bubble.
Then you type your quote onto the speech bubble.
Now I will tell you about assembling our Bloom balls. First we answered the category of Bloom's taxonomy. Next we typed our answers on the computer so we could print our answers. After we colored the colored pieces of paper, it was time to assemble.
First we cut the circle out. Next we glued our circle to a construction paper so it would be supported. Then we folded the edges to form pentagons. The hard part was when we had to staple the pentagons together.